You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you, I worship you. 'Cause you are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here, touching every heart. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, healing every heart. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, mending every heart. I worship you, yeah, I worship you. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God,
What about
that is who you are. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. That is who you are.
All right, all right. Welcome to the Friday Night Mix Show. Wow, it's so great to be back here with
So good.
the one and only Laura.
Laura.
Well, you left me last week. What happened?
I know I had to take a trip to Saskatoon, but I missed you guys. I really did.
I was sad. I was sad. Doing the show without you was
It wasn't
really
the same, right?
wasn't the same.
It was
wasn't
good
the
though.
same.
I caught some of it, and
Oh, you did?
I got to see lovely Hannah and you talk about some great topics.
Great topics.
And so I'm happy to see that there's a part two.
I'm happy to have you back. And also we have our Instagram friends
Yes.
all around waiting, and questions are dropping already. If you're on Facebook, if you are on YouTube, make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you leave a question, a suggestion, whatever you want to talk about. It's the Friday Night Mix Show. This is a show where nothing is beyond conversation.
No.
We
It's a
can talk
safe
about.
space.
It's a safe space.
Yes.
Nora, tell me a little bit about how your week.
How my week went?
How was it?
Well, I'll start from Saskatoon. That's when I didn't see
You just want to rub it on my face. That's fine. Go ahead.
So I went to Saskatoon. It's a nice little city. Like
It is.
So-
I was there.
went to the museum. It was
Oh, they do
really
have a
cool.
museum.
It was so cool. Lots of nice things to see, lots of good food to eat. Hung out with my friend. I flew with WestJet. Great service.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Listen, WestJet, if you're listening, we're doing
Sponsor
free,
us.
free adverts for you right now. But
Yeah,
go ahead.
But it was great service. And then I came back and swung back into
Into action.
action. Selling cars at the auction, which is my job as
Yeah.
and taking care of my kiddos. But it was a good week.
We should have a segment where we just talk about cars. and buying cars and selling cars. I think we
Yeah.
should do that because
I'm
I
down.
sold cars for like 2 years,
That's
and I sold
right.
cars with you. That's where I
For 1
met.
year. Yeah.
So, in case you don't know, I met Laura where I was selling in a dealership where I was selling cars, and
Yes.
Laura is such a lovely lady. She takes care of your clients for you if you're not around, and we just hit it off there, and it's been a great friendship. And when I was gonna start the show, Laura was the first person on the line. And I'm glad that you say thank you. I'm
Yes.
sorry, I'm glad
I
that you
love
say
it.
yes to me. So I want to say thank you, actually.
Of course. Of course.
All right. So before we get into the show, we do have a special guest with us. She's just
do.
waiting in the wings, ready to take off.
Yes.
So we're going to bring her on the show quickly, but of course, the way the show is, we've got to quickly talk about what is in the news.
Yep.
And I'm just going to talk about exactly what I talked about last week. There's still the war going on between Israel and Hamas, and it's really brutal. It's not something we want to see. We want peace and love, and we want peace and love to reign. Please, whatever we can do to stop this unnecessary death, please let's do it.
And let's just pray, right? As
Mm.
believers that are joining us and with us every night, every time we can kind of step into, meditation with the Lord, just keep those people in our prayers.
Keep them in your
And we know that this is a spiritual warfare that we're battling against, and so let's just make sure that we put that in God's hands.
That's right. Yeah. So, like Laura said, please let's keep praying for the people of Israel and the people of the Palestinians in Gaza Strip. Let's also keep praying for the Russians and the Ukrainians.
Ukraine,
It's really not a good thing. People are dying and losing lives, and we want that to stop. Stop the war.
Yeah, we want peace.
All right. So we see have a lot of people joining on Instagram. A lot of
Thank
people want to join
you.
on Instagram. I see that a lot. Thank you so much for joining. We're gonna have a great conversation. Anna is looking around. I've seen some great questions already coming in. Leave questions on Instagram, on Facebook. We're live. Anything in the news apart from the war?
Well, apart from the war, I seen something really interesting. Now, don't mind because I'm going to go on my phone.
No worries.
So I didn't know that Calgary hosts an annual 911 Heroes Award.
Nice.
And so this ceremony was held on Friday, and they honored about 7 children as young as 10 years old. And the reason why they were honored with this award was because they were quick responders. So you can go to calgary.ctvnews.ca to look at the individual stories from these youth. But some of them are pretty amazing. There was a head-on collision. The boy was able to catch a picture, call the police, and stay calm. And sometimes us as adults, we kind of go into our fight or flight, and
Yeah.
we panic.
We panic.
So for a young 10-year-old to stay composed,
Mm.
talk to the police, and make sure that it got dealt with, they received an award. So I thought that
Nice.
was a really cool thing that Calgary does for our youth in the community.
Nice, nice. And if you have little ones, don't say they're too little. Let them know your phone numbers for emergency reasons.
Yep.
Let them have your house address.
Address
Uh,
and 911.
911. Let them
Show
also,
them how to dial 911
Sure.
on your phone,
Phone,
on
their
other
phone,
parents' on their phone.
if they have a phone.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously just putting in procedures for emergency, right? Because sometimes you as the adult might be the one needing help.
Yeah,
And so
true.
they need to know how to get help for us,
course.
right? And so those are really crucial things that we need to teach our children. Sometimes we just forget because we don't think it's going to happen.
Mm.
But as you can see,
Mm.
we have tons of youth that are willing to be of service.
Right?
So they got rewarded for that. And I think that's a really great way to appreciate them.
That is a great way to appreciate it. And a great way to appreciate Anna today would be to bring her up on the show.
Absolutely.
Anna!
Welcome, Hannah.
Last week I didn't bring my shakers. This week I
Oh,
didn't bring it
we
again.
forgot the shaker.
Sad. It's
Welcome.
really welcome, Anna. It's great to be on the show. Let me just do a quick because some people are joining us for the first time, so I really want to just quickly tell you a little bit about Anna before we start. And just so you know, Anna, her full name is Anna Jonathan. She's known as the Soul Spice, the goddess. The goddess. She's a certified clinical sexuality coach and she's a master sex part. She is an emotional intelligence and a neuro-linguistic practitioner. She believes every human being should have a great sex life. So Spice has coached thousands of couples in Nigeria and all over the world and has made a bold step to change the face of sex in Africa as she goes about doing the things she loves doing. She's also a TV host of a late night show with Soul Spice. That show is on DSTV 189. And she's written a book, she's launched several other sex games. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome Anna the Soul Spice.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Amazing. Lots
All
of
right.
accomplishments. I love it.
Oh yeah. She's been doing really great. So just a quick recap on what we spoke about last week,
Yeah.
so that we can then kick off from there. So basically, we just talked about the importance of sex, and not just sex. I mean, something struck me last week when we talked about sex is not just penetration. I mean, it might just
Mhm.
be cuddling. It
Yeah.
might just be
Yeah.
listening to me tell you how my day went. Something romantic, right?
Yeah.
So basically, we touched on that, and then we touched on the reason why, as Christians, we have to talk about sex.
Yeah.
And also then Anna delved into the book of Songs of Solomon. It was really great last week, but yeah. So
Good.
that's the recap. I have some other really, because I was just gonna go dive straight into it last week with Anna, and then we had to end the show because time was up. So I know we still have some time. Yes. So let me give Laura the first opportunity to ask you a question, Anna, and yeah. So Laura, take it from there.
All right. Well, I love how you led into that because it seems to be very taboo, and correct me if I'm wrong, Anna, in the Christian world and sex. It kind of like collides sometimes, right, in a bad way.
Mhm.
But it is good. God created it.
God,
It's
that's what Anna
it's
said last week.
good.
God created it.
He created. He's the mastermind of this. So
He
why is
knows
it
what he's
bad?
doing.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
So I love that. So I want to pick your brain on a couple of questions. We may not get to all of them, but I'd love to see or hear your input on a few of these. So I took it to Google and I said, what are
Nice.
some questions that Christians in particular
Hmm.
are scared to
Ask.
discuss?
Hmm.
Right? And it's just a reality of the climate in our belief system, right? So one of the important ones would be, how do we communicate about sex more comfortably with our partner?
Hmm.
So do you have any tips for us?
Okay, communicating about sex means that you just have to speak. You have to speak up, regardless of what it is. A lot of times we are very quick to pray. Let us pray. It's easy to say, let us pray.
Hmm.
So why is it so hard to say,
Let
I
us
want
have
to
sex.
kiss you? I want you to kiss me, right?
Hmm.
They are all words, they are all sentences. So if you can say, let us pray, it should be as easy as saying, let us pray, right? But because we have been programmed in a way to believe that sex is sacred, it has to be done behind closed doors. It's something you
Right.
don't talk about. So we find it hard to talk about it with our partner, let alone our kids.
Yeah.
And we pretend like it doesn't exist. Meanwhile, this thing has taken over, whether we like it or not. So when it comes to speaking to your spouse about how you feel sexually or when you want sex, like I said last week, it doesn't have to be vocal every time. Sometimes your movement, touch goes a long way, right? Um, I remember one time, it was during COVID and we're home all through for over a year, and my husband will be in a meeting, right? I really want sex, but I can't tell him I want it, but he's in a meeting.
Right.
So
Hmm.
what do? I sit beside him, but my legs are on his laps, right? My legs are on his thighs. I'm rubbing his legs.
Yes.
I'm not saying anything, but of course you get the message,
Get the
right?
Body
message.
language.
Oh, okay. So people are complaining about the echo. I don't know what we'll do about that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same,
I love it.
Okay,
Okay.
so this is what we
right?
can do. I know we are also live on Instagram, Journey TV Show. So if you can go to Journey TV Show, so we can take this off
Go off here. Yeah.
air and then go on Johnny TV Show. There is no echo there. So if you can go to Journey TV Show, that would be great. I can accept you coming in there, and then so let's go off this Instagram so it doesn't echo. All
Okay.
right, so Anna, please go
Okay.
ahead. And then you can
Yes.
okay, another
Right.
thing I can do, I can drop the link on this page and people can go join us on Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah.
Because sorry, on Facebook or YouTube.
Mhm.
That would be a great place to join us
Okay.
too. So
So why don't you drop the link on this
That is
on
what I.
Instagram,
That's what I
right?
want to
And we
do.
mute ourselves so that anybody
Aha.
that joins will see the link and they can connect from there to hear us. They
Yeah.
can only see us here, but they can't hear us. So we mute ourselves so that the echo goes off.
That is what I'm about to do. All right, so just give us a minute to do that. Um, sir, can we play some cool music quickly while we do that? And then I'll find it again. Yeah, I wanted to share that link on Instagram. And then pin it. Yeah, can you pin it?
I can't because you're the host.
So, Anna, turn down your.
And I muted myself.
Okay, perfect.
So I muted myself totally.
Let's get back to the show. Guys, use the link to go live, right? All right, let's go back on show. Never stop, you never stop working. All right, welcome back to the show. So, yes, we have the link now up
Yes.
on
Instagram.
Instagram. It's pinned on my page. Just use the link to go. Like, you can still leave yourself on Instagram, but you can use the link
Oh.
to go
Come
and
join us on Facebook
join us on
and
Facebook,
YouTube.
and you can leave it. All right, so Anna, please go ahead with what you were saying before.
So for me, I think that period was one of the best moments in our marriage, at the same time one of the
Wow.
hardest moments, because he's always in meetings for meeting, like he's always at work saying I'm in the meeting, but you wouldn't understand. Or like during COVID, it was right there in your face, always in the meeting. He can be in the meeting from morning to night, and it's like,
Mm,
for crying out, you are home but you're not
but
home.
you're not home.
So what did I do? I realized that he's the kind of person, when I'm at work, don't disturb me, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So in as much as I didn't want to disturb him, I still also needed him at that point in time. So I'll probably just sit
Nice.
down and I'm rubbing his thighs. I try to make sure there's something for him to monitor. He doesn't really get too angry. At least I've given you food. So once I'm rubbing your thighs, you cannot complain. At least I've helped you,
Yeah.
or my leg is on his thighs. I did a whole lot of crazy things, like go under the table, do crazy things while he's at work, and all those things. But the truth is, I had to create it.
Mm,
Yes.
If you don't create it, nobody can.
That's
mm,
And I
right.
said it last week. I said prayer is key, but prayer does not open all doors. It is key. You can pray, Holy Spirit, open this door for me. Holy Spirit will help you, but you still need to use your hand to open the knob itself for the door to open.
right?
Right.
Holy Spirit will not do anything for you.
Yeah.
That's why the Bible said, ask, right? But then at the same time, the Bible still said you have to do your part before God can do his part.
Mm,
It is very simple, right? So if you're saying, God, fix this marriage, you also need to learn to create that sense of touch, that sense of saying, okay, this is what I want. Some people don't know how to say I want sex, which
Yeah.
I understand.
mm,
You are not a soldier that will say, hi, how far? I'm in the mood. Let's go into the room.
mm,
And I'm cool with that. Not
Yeah.
everyone can do that, right? But if that's not you, what can you do? Do you just want to rub his head and be talking? Do you just want to rub his chest, to let him know that, oh, how are you? I miss you today. You're looking handsome. What is happening now? Just do those things, compliment, make him know that, okay, you need him.
Yes.
There's a way you compliment him, and he will be like, okay, wait, what's happening? This compliment is not normal. What do you want?
What do you
You
want?
know,
Exactly.
what do you want? And to most men, it's always about money. They'll say, how much is it? How much is it, right? But then when you start to do it and becomes a lifestyle, he then knows it's no longer about money.
Mm,
It's about, I want you, right? I always tell my husband, if you see me touching your shoulder and saying, how are you now? You're looking at something to do. See your chest. I'm trying to tell you, let's go into the room if the kids are there,
mm,
right? But the days I know that I'm not that patient, I'll say, Uncle, do you feel like sleeping? This might be 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. And I'm like, don't you
Yeah.
think we need to go and sleep? I'm not like, sleep, care.
Sleep.
I'm not feeling sleepy. Ah, Uncle, you have to
That's not the
sleep.
point.
Let's go and rest. It's time for you to rest.
Yeah.
And my daughter will be like, why are you forcing daddy to sleep? He's just acting. I'm like, he
You
needs
don't
to rest. He
you
works
don't
too
know
much. This
anything.
is time for you to rest. And so the moment to go in and lock the door, I'm like, are you people sure you are resting or something is happening in that room?
Really?
That's my 12-year-old. Now,
Yeah.
for me, I never hid sex from her because I always said that sex happens in marriage.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm married to your father,
Mm.
and so I have every right to have sex as much as I want. Now, what we do not do as parents is
Mm.
most time we try to hide these things. We don't want them to
Yes.
know we are having sex. And then unconsciously, you have so many series, you have so many movies
That's showing
telling
them
kids
sex
that it's
already.
okay when you fall in love, you can have sex
Yeah.
before marriage, right? So how do I teach my kids that it's okay for them to have sex in marriage? Means that I have to show them that I'm having sex in marriage
That's
and
Mm.
right.
what sex and marriage should be like, not
Mm.
what love feels like into the bedroom, what marriage should be like. So when we are in the room and we're on the bed, and probably I'm on his chest, you hear my daughter say, can you people just separate? What is this? And I'm
Mm.
like, we are doing God's work.
Yeah.
This,
That's so good.
this is what God asked me to do in this marriage. If I didn't put my head on your daddy's chest, you probably would never be alive.
Mm.
So let me put my head on his chest. I don't have all the years on earth. So now that I'm alive and I have this time, let me enjoy it.
Mm.
So couples should learn to, do simple things. You want to have sex, you want to have sex.
Mm.
Your wife is in the kitchen, she's cooking. Uncle, go behind her, help her in the kitchen, hug her from the back, kiss her neck. Oh, my wife, well done. You are trying. Oh God, you are doing well. These things make her feel loved. So by the time you now say, babe, how far? But by the time you touch her, she is ready. Why? Because you have prepared her. You have put her on a point where she feels loved.
Anna, let me quickly break you there, because as you're talking, I mean,
Mm.
this is what happens in my marriage. But there's some marriages that this doesn't happen. Some people
Yeah,
just don't know how to express emotion, not even emotion now. They don't know how to express romance
Yeah, true.
in the
Mhm.
public.
Yep.
Like, oh, the kids are there. I cannot be. Why would I? Some men, why would I be holding my wife from
exactly.
the back? Or some
Yeah.
women, why are you holding my? Can't you see that Junior is here? Do you want
Yeah.
Junior? What's the question is? What is the benefit of you actually letting your kids know, especially when they're closer to their teenage years, letting them know the importance of public display of affection? What are the benefits?
So what that does to every child is
Mm.
it makes them look forward to doing that in marriage,
Mm.
right? I see my dad. You hear some people on social media say, "Oh, I love my parents' marriage. They've been married for 40 years. They can't be without themselves." People like that,
Ah,
they always want to, I can't wait to get married. When I get married, I'm going to do the same thing. I
yes,
can't wait. Why? They have
yes,
learned from their parents, not because their parents
yes.
sat them down to teach them, but
They've
because they have
seen
seen their
it.
parents do it. Kids don't
Mm.
learn by what you say,
Mm.
Yeah.
they learn by what you do.
Mm.
They learn by what you do, right? And so when they see you touch yourself, for instance, if my husband is here, I sit on his lap, I don't like,
Mm.
they have started again. These people don't even know that they are children here. And I'm like,
Your
no,
daughter
you
will
are
say
not
that.
kids, you are my
That this one
kids.
don't even know there are
Yeah,
children here. And to me,
yes. And
it even
I tell them,
fosters good relationship in the family,
I think
bonding.
it does.
exactly. And I tell
Mm.
her, you are not children, you are my kids. One day you're going to sit on your husband's lap. So let me
Mm.
enjoy my own now that I'm young, right? I'm teaching you how to love and how to show love to your partner where you be like, but I didn't ask to be taught. You don't have to,
Why do we
but I will teach
think?
you.
Why do we think some ladies are just naturally attracted to men that abuse them? It's because they see their
So
father abusing their mom.
Yeah.
exactly,
So what they see
they've
at
been
home.
programmed that way to believe that's the way,
Mm.
Yeah.
right? The same way when you grew up in a house where
Mm.
you are loved, right? So for instance, let me give you an example.
Yeah.
I once had a client who, she was a full-time housewife. Now, the husband was a good guy, but he sleeps around. He
Mm.
sleeps around, right? He provides everything she wants. He wouldn't
Wants.
let her work. He has to stay at home, but he sleeps around. Now, this girl grew up from a home where the father and mother, they are best of friends. The father does not believe in infidelity. He's always home. Everything, my wife, my wife, my wife. Now, these are two different people. Now, the man, from his end, grew up in a home where his father had so many women. And so his mom accepted, like, well, anytime he comes home, fine. Right? Now, growing up, he wanted to be a better husband. So what did he do? Now, his father had so many women, but he didn't provide for them at home. So this guy took it upon himself to provide everything the wife wanted. His own is, don't work, I'll take care of you.
Take care of you.
Right? So he provided everything she wanted, which means he didn't follow his father's footsteps. But in his provision, he believed that, you know what, even if I have so many girlfriends, I still want to make sure my wife is okay. Now, the wife coming from a home where the father never cheated, it was me and my wife, was looking for a man who would trust, who will not cheat on her, but this is a man who is even dangling infidelity in her face. Right? And when they came to my, I told them, I said, see, you are fighting him for no reason. And the man is feeling like you're an ungrateful woman. I do everything for you. What my father couldn't even do for us, and you are still not grateful, you are complaining. And I told the guy, I said, yes, I know you're trying not to be like your father, but you are doing exactly the same thing your father did. Yes, your mom took it in, but you see, you are dishing out the same thing your father dished out to your mom, to someone who came from a home of love. So for her, the fact that you are giving me the whole world still means you don't love and respect me. I don't care about your money. I just want you to be for me. I don't want you to. I don't want to share with every other person, right? And so for the man, the woman was being ungrateful, because to him, you should be thanking me for even taking care of you in the first place. My father never did that. So see, your background also determines what you are going to become.
Yeah.
Either the opposite or the right way, whichever way. You must pick one side. You cannot escape it, right? And so it's a whole lot. When you have people who don't believe in touch, who don't believe in doing things, trust me, everybody knows how to touch. Maybe not in public, maybe not in front of people, but what happens behind closed doors? You cannot hug me in front of the kids. What happens when I take my shower and I come out of the bathroom? Are you saying you cannot hold me? You cannot hold my hand, you cannot grab my waist when nobody is there? What happens when we are in bed? Are you saying you cannot pull me closer and hold me to sleep when no one is there? You know, so in as much as it cannot be done in public, which a lot of people want to, they want to do it, or they want to feel it, especially for men. Women want to receive. So something happened on Tuesday, and I was really shocked. I've been married to my husband for over 13 years, and I was very shocked he said this, because on Tuesdays we have our mini dates, right?
Oh, that your mini date is still going on?
Yeah. So once we were talking about something I can't remember, and my husband said, "Have you realized that we have a ritual that you never keep to?"
Wow.
And I was shocked. A whole me.
Me.
How would I not keep me? A whole soul spice, not possible. And he said, do you realize that every time I go out, whether I'm going to work, even when we are fighting, I give you a goodbye kiss. But I can count the number of times you are giving me a goodbye kiss. It's not up to 12 in this whole marriage.
It's not up to 12.
Yes.
In 13 years.
When he's going, even when we are fighting, he must kiss me. It's a rule. But then it never occurred to me that I needed to do the same thing. I didn't even think about it. And then I was shocked. I'm like, okay, so you kept this all these years and you never said it to me. Mom said, I didn't think I needed to mention it. If you refuse to do it, then because you made the rule and you didn't keep to it. You always love to receive because you receive every time. You didn't think I needed to receive.
Communication.
And I was like, okay, but even if I wasn't, you could have brought it up once to say, okay, babe, you don't do this. Mom was like, well, it's a woman's job to complain. Men don't. I don't have time to complain. I have better things to do.
We don't.
But I felt bad, right? Because if he had complained, probably I would have changed 9 years ago. I won't be here today. But guess what? Even that day before we left the day, I gave him a kiss. When I was coming down from the car to go for my show, I gave him a kiss. When I came back, my husband was like, okay, calm. This is not the kind of kiss I'm asking for. This is not what I'm asking for. But you asked for it, right? And since that Tuesday, I've been calling him every day during work hours to say, okay, how are you? It's not what I would naturally do. Okay. Because he does the calling. But now I realize that sometimes, right, or most times, men also want to be pampered.
Oh, yeah, we do.
They also want to be loved.
We do.
Yes.
Though they don't talk about it, they don't ask often. But we need to get to that point of showing them that it's not just one-sided.
Okay, so
Because not every man will be okay with one-sided
with one-sided.
feeling.
True.
That's right. So just a quick shout out to everybody on Instagram quickly. The real Tolu. I mean, I can't really mention everybody. Everybody's really joining in. Thank you for joining in. I've pinned the link on the Instagram page. So just go
You
ahead
can
and
join us
follow
on
the
Facebook
link
and YouTube.
so you can, in case you don't hear us properly here on Instagram. You can go to Facebook, you can go to YouTube to follow us and just be a part of it.
Yeah.
Anna, I have somebody
And
dropped
WhatsApp.
something
WhatsApp
up.
as well.
Someone on what on
On WhatsApp, we have the option to join us.
and WhatsApp also. We do have an option to join us. Somebody dropped a comment here. It's a question actually. So let me go and I'm just searching for the question. It's really up there.
So while you find the question, I want to recap really quick what we've just discussed with Hannah. So we started with communication, right? And so what you're saying is sometimes it's not going to be verbal. It's got to be body language. And as a woman, we can't assume that the man has the burden of initiation. We've got to do that too. And it's probably a high compliment for the man to know that the girl's over here, rubbing his arms or his leg or the back of his head. So women have to step out of their comfort zone and also just, talk about our needs.
Yeah.
We want some. Come get it, right? We can't just be silent and then grow resentful either.
Yeah, that's true. So I do have the question here, but I feel like the question might take us a little bit away from what I actually wanted us to talk about today. But I'm still going to ask the question later. But Anna, so this is because I really want us to get practical now. This is the last episode for this conversation, and I don't want us to gloss around it. So the sex thing in marriage, we've established that it is not just the penetration. It has a whole lot of things to do with
Lots of levels.
lots of levels, right? Exactly, that's the word. Now, I want to ask because the personality of the spouse you have would also help your great sex life or lack of it.
True.
So, for example, you have a spouse who just doesn't like the one you gave me, just doesn't care about, so he doesn't want it. Don't touch me outside. Don't, just let's go to the bedroom and then let us just get on the bed, remove your clothes, switch off the lights, and just do it. There are people like that. Trust me.
Yeah, there is.
What I want to learn from you, Anna, because I know a lot of people come to you and you've helped a lot of marriages. We discussed a lot, and you told me about so many marriages that the guy never even thought that he could change. What is that one? And it's not just the guy. I mean, vice versa. Some
Right.
ladies too are like that too. What would you advise? Because this thing is just not about penetration. It's a whole lot together. What would you advise for a spouse, a couple that just doesn't want anything to do with, public display of affection, but the other person wants it or wants a lead to, just something lead to a communication.
So what I'm going to say is, what I'm
Right.
going to say is, we all have been programmed. So whoever says I don't want to be touched has been programmed
That
to
way.
believe that this is private, right? So the partner has to now reprogram that person in love. That word is very important.
In love.
In love. Now it's not like, oh, you don't want me to touch you, you don't want me to hold you. No. If you don't want anything, can I at least hold your hand when we walk on the street?
Baby steps.
That's clean. I'm not holding your waist. I'm not holding your elbow. Can I just hold your hand, right? And so, with the fact that you are holding their hand, with time they become comfortable with you holding their hand. So you are walking down the mall, you are holding hands. That's clean, right? But what happens when you're home? You have to learn to steal one or two kisses. She comes near you, you give her a kiss on the neck, give her a kiss on the cheek. Oh, stop, the kids are here. Oh, the kids must know daddy loves mommy. Hey, kids, don't you think mommy loves daddy?
Yes.
You have to make it
Mm.
a lifestyle so that by the time you ask the kids laugh, daddy is kissing mommy, see what daddy is doing. Tomorrow you do it again. Next tomorrow you do it again. Before another 6 months, it becomes a normal thing,
A culture. Mm.
right? So you have to learn to reprogram that person That's it. This is not bad. So in as much as you're kissing mommy, please be ready to kiss the kids too. Right? So if you're going out, for instance, you kiss mommy, pass the kiss across to everyone. Let them long for it. Let them look for us. Oh, Daddy didn't kiss me before going out today. Daddy didn't do this before going out today. Right? And so your wife starts to become comfortable because you're not just kissing her alone and it's meaning something to the kids. You are kissing everyone, and kiss is normal. The only difference is you kiss mommy's lips, you kiss the kids' forehead, or you kiss their cheeks. But everyone gets a kiss, right? And so once you give everyone a kiss, everyone give mommy her own kiss. Everyone gives mommy a kiss. Gradually, mommy starts to see it as, I'm not saying mommy because let's just use the woman as, someone who doesn't want to be touched, right? So gradually, mommy starts to see it as a norm. It's just a kiss.
Yeah.
From a kiss, you move to kissing on the lips and touching hand, or touching the elbow, or holding the waist. By the time you move from that level to another level, the kids are not seeing that Daddy is doing bad thing again. Because remember, kiss is normal to them. And so that's why you find out that in some communities where they walk stark naked, they are not moved by anything anymore. It's a norm. Do you understand? It is only coming to where, you cover up and one person just opens a cleavage. Oh, Jesus, see breast. Oh, this one, everybody's. But a house where everybody walks naked, nobody's bothered about the size of your penis or your breast. They're like, see this one. Come on, go and dress up. See this one. You're not even ashamed of yourself. Nobody is moved by anything because it's a norm.
Right.
So what you need to do is not to force your partner to be open, but you have to make that thing you want a norm. Make it a natural thing in your home. In my house now, we talk about sex. Sex is natural. We talk about sex, anything sex. I remember my daughter was telling me some weeks ago when we were in the car, she was like, that she was discussing with her friends in school, and they're talking about, somebody in their school getting pregnant. And she said, if I get pregnant today, I'm going to tell my mom I'm pregnant. I'm not bothered. I know she won't throw me out. She will talk to me. She might be disappointed, but I know I can talk to my mom, but I won't talk to my dad. And when I heard that statement, I told my husband, I said, you need to fix this. I don't want her coming to me. I want her coming to us. Right? That was an information we needed to work on. So it was not about my husband, it was about us, right? And so we need to create space where everything becomes normal. So if you can kiss on the lips, if you can hug, you find that soon the kids can ask you any sex-related question. Daddy, I saw this person kissing. I saw two women kissing. What does that mean? Because kissing is normal, right? They can ask. But if in a home where you don't talk about kids, or there are kids that saying cover your eye, do to the side, or let me grab something in the kitchen, you are deceiving yourself.
Yeah.
I always tell my kids, when you see two people kissing, it means they are married. That's what I tell them. It means they are married. I'm like, no, this one is not married. They're dating. I'm like, okay, so that's not godly. But I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to deny it. I'm going to tell you that's not godly. That's not what God has asked us to do. God has asked us to do it in marriage, right? And so, because whether you like it or not, they're going to see things. So when you have a partner who is tight-fisted, please note that partner has been that way for a number of years, at least minimum of over 20 years. So you cannot come in the name of love and want to change someone of 30-something years in 1 year. It's not done. You need to probably take like half or quarter of that same number of years before that person can gradually open up.
And it has to be done in love.
In love. That's the word. In love. No fighting, no quarreling, no anger. In love. Okay, that's what you want. You want to touch me? Okay, fine. I won't touch you.
And even if the person seems not to be adapting to it or to be accepting it at the time, you can step back and still try again. Step back and try again.
So you have to continuously try. Now, the trying is step by step. So a lot of people want to hold hands today, tomorrow hold waist. No. You probably might not touch that waist until the next 6 to 1 year.
What happened?
Hold. No, because you have to reprogram that person. So it's like saying you have a baby and you are hoping that by 6 months, the child should be smart enough to walk. It takes your baby within 9 months, right, to 1 year to even, some kids after 1 year before they will even walk. But guess what? You cannot force them. They walk at their own time. So why can't you do the same thing to your partner? Because you are trying to bring them into another phase of life, which means they are babies. You are trying to give birth to them. So you have to nurture them gradually so they can crawl, then walk, and then they are bold enough to say, okay, let me hold your hand. See, I'm going to say this.
Okay, go
Even the
ahead.
most tight-fisted person on earth can tomorrow be the baddest person in that marriage. Trust me.
Can you say that again?
The most tight-fisted person on earth, right, can tomorrow be the baddest person in that marriage when it comes to adventure.
Oh, you mean when it comes to adventure, right? Like the person
Oh,
who's
I've seen it
been
happen.
so nice.
Oh, I'm a
and calm,
child of God.
I was
Oh, I don't want
trained.
this. Don't do this.
Boom.
Then when
And
she
then 2
gets
years down the line,
information,
the person is like, oh, can I get a hand call? I'm like,
oh,
what?
wow.
I thought you were a child of God. I'm still a child of God, but please, I want to
But
explore.
now I've
You know,
discovered.
it means that that person has been changed. That person has been programmed. Someone somehow you have been able to, you know, help that. So I was listening to this guy today, Seun Kuti, right?
Okay.
And he said something that struck me.
The musician in
He
Nigeria.
said he lived with his father, where he lived in a house where they smoke weed, smoke everything for years. This guy said he never smoked until when he was 22 years.
Wow.
And he said he lived in a house where they were smoking 24/7. But guess what? The influence in the house didn't affect him. It was when he left at 21 that he moved with his roommates. His roommate started smoking. It was his roommate that influenced him.
His peer.
But he lived in a house where smoke was a norm. So you see, because it was a norm, he was not moved by it. It was nothing to him.
It was nothing to him.
It's just smoking. Everybody smoke. My father smoked. All the wives smoke. Everybody smokes in the house, right? But when he saw his mate, right, he felt, okay, this is my friend. This is my mate. Oh, he's smoking. Let me give it a try. So you see, he was reprogrammed. It was no longer a norm to him when he had a roommate. It was a new thing. Oh, this young guy. So it's not only my family that we smoke. Someone can actually smoke, and then that was how he started smoking. So you see, we have to create norms in the house. Let your kids know that sex is normal. Let them know that love is normal. Kissing your wife, holding your wife, fighting your wife is normal. Fight in love, not insult, right? My kids don't see us fight. Once their father is leaving home and I don't get a kiss,
they know.
My daughter will say, somebody is fighting, they are quarreling, they did not kiss mommy. And sometimes we are forced to kiss ourselves even when we are angry because someone has made a statement. Right? And so what a lot of couples need to do is create a norm. Once you have that normalcy in your home, trust me, no peer pressure can take over your kids because you have trained them that way already.
You have a question for Laura? For Anna?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So in cultivating this healthy love in the house, right, around touch leading up to the act, that leads in the bedroom or whatever. So how do we keep it spicy with the foreplay? Because this can start at the beginning of the day and lead up to, right? So it doesn't have to be the 10 minutes before sex. So how can we keep it spicy with our partners within foreplay in the midst of work, children, vacation, like stress? How can we keep it good and spicy? You have some tips for us?
So the first thing is mindset. Your mindset goes a long way. There is no amount of thing you want to do if your mind is not set towards it. Forget, it's not going to work. It's like a man who leaves work, right? When most men, right, when they leave their office and they come home, when a man gets home, you have 15 minutes only to get his attention. After 15 minutes, most men shut down because mentally they've told themselves they're coming home to rest. So in that 15 minutes, if you don't get a man, you find out that tomorrow you are asking him, oh, this time I told you about, what are we going to do? Man, you tell me when. And you're like, but I told you when you came back from work yesterday now. The man was like, are you sure? I can't remember. Why? Because it was past his 15 minutes. The best time to get a man is early in the morning when he's preparing for work. So if he's in the toilet, auntie, enjoy it, sit down with him. Right? If he's doing whatever he's doing, follow him and say what he would listen because he's awake. But when they come home, they're stressed out, they're tired. Now, for a man who you know that you want to get down, prepare him down. So that even no matter the traffic, no matter the stress, he's mentally prepared that, you know what, this night, I'm not going to escape it. So, which means if it's text, you want to text, send a text. Now, it's not always about text, oh, I can't wait to have you. No, sometimes just be thankful. Thank you for being a wonderful husband.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this. Thank you for, listening to me. Thank you for the dates we had yesterday. Thank you for telling me this. I feel loved. I feel like, you're the best that has happened to me. See, even without saying you want sex, the man is already feeling important. Or the woman is always feeling like, oh, this man knows that I go through a lot taking care of the kids, so he appreciates me. See, by the time you get home and touch that woman once she's ready, why? Because she feels appreciated.
Yeah.
It's not when you come and, oh, the house is dirty. What have you been doing at home every time? So what are you even doing? What kind of woman are you, sir? And then 1 hour later, you want to raise your leg. Which leg?
Yeah.
No.
The legs are
Just
gone.
hang that leg there. Don't come close. Right?
It's true.
But imagine you come back home and the whole place is messed up and like, oh God, this house is messed up. I know you've been trying. You pick one or two things. Let me help you. Oh yeah, what is left? Let's do this. There is no way the woman will say no. So sometimes it's not just about the text.
So let me play devil's
It's about-
advocate, Anna.
Yeah.
This is too much stress. Why should I invest so much of my energy? And now I'm talking as a man. Why should I check up on my wife every time? I've paid, I've given her enough to take care of the kids. Anyway, she's a stay-at-home mom. Anyway, so why should I come home and be picking up stuff on the floor? This is so much energy that I can't dissipate. Can I just come home to a woman that if I want to have sex, I just want to have sex? Lady, remove your clothes and let's do it. And let's not bother about all of that thing that you're talking about. What would you say to that?
I will tell the woman, so one day on a Saturday, right, wake up as early as 6 a.m., leave you with the kids and come back 9 p.m. Right?
And see how life is.
Because sometimes it's not like the man is wicked. The man doesn't understand what you go through. Right? I always tell people, I don't know why couples fight every time. Right. So I remember one time my husband came back. He came back late and I was angry. Why was I angry? Oh, you didn't tell me you're going to be late. You didn't even tell me where you were. And yet my husband felt like, you don't have to monitor me. I'm not a baby. Right? I didn't see anything. I went to sleep. Guess what? The next day, around 8 p.m., I took a shower and I left the house. I drove out. I didn't come back to past 12.
Wait, past
My
12 in the
husband
in the noon or
midnight.
jeez?
The whole day.
But you know what I did? I was back in the estate as at after 9, but I didn't park close to our block at all. I parked close to the gate, switched off the lights of the car, and I slept in the car till past 12.
Wow.
My husband normally before 8 is asleep. Guess what? I came back past 12. My husband was not asleep. He couldn't call me to say, where were you?
Because just
His mind
yesterday,
was not at rest. Right? Exactly.
you just
So
told me
what
that.
did I do? I made him experience the same thing I experienced yesterday. Right? And so by the time we started to talk about it, we're like, oh, now I understand. It's not as if you are monitoring me. I couldn't sleep. I was worried about it. I said, exactly. But you see, if I had not made him experience it, he would feel like, why are you nagging? Why are you monitoring me? Am I a baby? You don't have to
Right.
monitor me. So sometimes you have to let them experience it to know where you're coming from. If your partner says, oh, you are dirty, you have been in the house, what have you been doing? The house is messed up. No problem. I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah.
You'll not be dirty again. The next morning, 6 a.m., leave the house, leave him with the kids. By the time he arranged once and next time they scattered, he arranged again. By the time you come back, the man will welcome to say, oh, my wife, I'm sorry. It's not easy being with this kid. I know you go through a lot. Trust me,
Yeah.
he will respect you more because he has first-hand experience. So a lot of times men leave in the morning and come back late at night to sleep. They do not know what these women go through. But guess what? Thanks to COVID made a lot of people know what is happening because they were stuck at home.
That's
They
true.
were stuck
That is
together.
true.
And during COVID, I made a lot of money. If not that COVID is bad, I would have paid for another COVID
Please don't.
because so
No,
many
no.
couples had issues, and
Oh.
I was always on my system. I was always from one session to another because they couldn't stand each other.
Wow,
They leave in the
that's
morning, come back
true.
late. One person's
A lot.
asleep. They don't
That's
care. But you see, COVID made them realize that you are stuck with me. So sometimes When a partner is downstairs, the other one goes upstairs. When one goes upstairs, the other one comes. They don't want to be with each other.
Anna, let's quickly talk
And
about
then you
this.
have,
This is very, very important
okay,
before we go. We have 10 more minutes to go.
okay,
So I'm a lady. Now, I mean, I said I was going to talk practical.
Yeah.
I'm a lady. I've
yeah.
got sexual issues. I think vaginismus,
Vaginismus.
vaginismus. Or I'm a guy.
Yeah.
I have a small penis.
Mhm.
These are also issues in marriages. And
Yeah.
my spouse's penis is not big enough. It doesn't satisfy me. Or maybe no, it's not even about being big enough. Or my wife, I can't really have sex with her because she has issue, and I really want to have sex. What would you advise in this? Because I know you've seen so many things like this, and I know there are a lot of people watching. I mean, I spoke to some people. Of course, I'm not going to mention them, but you'll be surprised that sex can be an issue. Oh, it's too small, or oh, it's too big. Actually, oh, it's too big,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh
and
yeah.
I
Oh
get
yeah.
hot every time that we try to make love. So it's just annoying. What is your advice for us, man?
Okay. First, for the person with vaginismus, please see a therapist. Trust me, a medical doctor cannot help you. Even if they tear you open, especially I'm talking about if you're a Nigerian, please, a medical doctor is not an option. They will tear you open and your vaginal walls will still shut down. It's not about medical, it's psychology most times, right?
Wow.
So psychologically, your body shuts down, probably because of what you've heard, what you've been told, what you've experienced as a child. It could be anything. So don't go the medical route. If you have gone to a doctor and they are saying, oh, you are fine, they give you lubricant, it's not working, you still cannot penetrate, please see a sex therapist, not a medical doctor. Mm-mm.
Mm.
Even if they tear you open, and I'm saying it, you will still not be able to penetrate. So you need a therapist that would help you with a dilator and also help you through session to bring you. I've seen couples married 2 years, I've seen couples married 3 years, no sex because of vaginismus, and it's a whole
Yes.
lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
And
And
guess
those
what?
are
It
just
is worse with,
caused by mental
religious people.
blocks.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mental
it is
block.
worse with religious people. Not
Mm.
just religious, it's also worse with virgins.
Mm.
I'm keeping myself from my husband. I'm keeping myself from my husband. When it's time to not have sex, nobody is ready to teach you what to do.
Mm.
Society and religion says no sex before marriage.
Yeah.
But guess what? On your wedding day, everybody is telling you, oh, when your
Oh,
husband wants it, open your
finish.
leg, give it to
Exactly.
him,
Yes.
do
They
this.
they forget a big chunk of preparing people that
Exactly.
are virgins.
That is
Nobody is
right.
teaching you.
Yeah.
Nobody
There's
is
such a
teaching you
huge gap
how
there.
to give it to him. The
Yeah.
process. What nobody is even preparing you mentally for the
Mentally.
sex.
Yes.
Mm.
Now, remember, before marriage, people would have told you, your wedding night, it will be painful. You will bleed. And so you have grown with
Okay.
that
There's
mindset
just
to
like
look forward to
negativity
that pain,
around it.
right? And that pain most times is what causes vaginismus for a lot of people. I can't, so surprised. Oh, I'm scared. That fear, it causes vaginismus, right? And so when you get married, you find out that 1 year down the line, I had someone reach out to me like last month or thereabout. She has had it for like 2 years. They've still
Wow.
not had sex. When he reached out to me last year, I told her, I said, babe, this is what you need. This is not a medical doctor issue. When she reached out to me few weeks, I think last month, she was like, oh, I've been to the doctor. They told me open. We've tried everything. Now my husband is frustrated. I'm like, I told you, prayer does not open all doors. Now I said you are praying the last 2 years.
And
You
nothing
still
has
cannot
happened.
penetrate. Your husband is a pastor. Are you saying the God you serve does not exist? Are you saying your
Mm.
prayer and fasting is not working enough? Because God is trying to tell you that you have to do it the right way. Holy Spirit will not just come and say, oh, yeah, open, put it inside. No, you have to go through therapy. That's why
Practical life
you have a
lessons.
medical doctor, you have a mechanic, you have all these people, you have a therapist. They are there for a reason.
Mm.
And I told her, I said, like, oh, my husband will not agree, it has to be spiritual. Okay, fine. Continue with your spirituality.
Wow.
When your marriage is out, I'll be here. I'm not in a hurry. I'm not in a hurry. Now, to the person with a small penis, it's okay. It's never really
Did
about
you
the
just
size
say it's
most
okay?
times. But
That's a man's pride.
there's always a solution to every problem. So if you have a 2-inch penis, there's something called extender, penis extender. So it's like a condom that looks like a penis. You wear it on your penis to make your penis longer.
Would you still
And
get
then you can
pleasure?
satisfy your partner.
Would you still get pleasure?
How does it feel for the man though?
You,
wearing
Exactly.
the
that?
woman will get her pleasure. The woman will get her pleasure, right?
Okay.
And so when she gets her pleasure to a point, then the man can take it off and get his own,
Get his
even though the woman will not
Okay.
get her own pleasure at that point in time. See,
Okay.
marriage is not one way.
Yeah. True.
You have to meet yourself halfway. So
True.
the question is,
True.
can we do today with extender and I get my pleasure? Tomorrow It's going to
Into
be
yours.
about you.
Mm.
Okay, so some compromise,
So I
but
tell
there
people
are some workarounds for that.
exactly. So marriage is not, oh, I want sex every time, I must get every time. Marriage is, even though I'm not in the mood, even though I don't feel like
But
having
this
sex, but my
person
husband
needs
wants
it.
sex.
Mm.
Marriage is I have to be ready for him.
Yes.
And marriage means that as I'm talking to you now, if I feel my husband is asleep, but if I want sex and I wake him up, it's his job to uncle, you have to stand, you don't have a choice. It's my time. Because when he wakes me up 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. before going to work, I don't complain. I will open. So if I decide to say, okay, after 1 is when I want to do it, uncle, you have to, I don't care about you have to wake up. That's marriage for you. So as
That's
a couple, as a
compromise.
married person, you will never always enjoy sex. That's always my first statement to every bride. You will never always enjoy sex. If you're looking for, oh, the kind of sex you read in news and books,
In,
that, oh, he will rip you up, you are wet,
yeah,
oh, then you're not ready for
not
marriage.
all the time, at least.
Yeah.
Exactly. You won't get all the time because Fola here knows that he wakes her up 3 a.m. sometimes when she's supposed to be asleep. He knows that he disturbs her at the wrong time when she's not ready, but she has to be open. She doesn't have a choice. So if you have 2 inches, you can wear an extender to help yourself. Today is my day, tomorrow is your day. And the day both of you want to mix up, you do partly my day, you do partly yours. You meet yourself happy, and that's what marriage is all about. Trust
That's
me, I have seen people with 2 inch penis, and the number of toys they have is ridiculous, but they have made it work.
so yeah. I mean, we don't have much time again. I don't know if you have something to say, but I
No,
wanted to quickly.
no, I think yeah, I can leave it with you. I think that's a great workaround for people that are in that situation.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I mean, based on what Anna said, it's just basically communication.
Tons of communication.
Because we are all going to be different in our marriages,
Yeah.
the way we have been brought up and all of that. But one thing we can take away is the fact that for you to have a great marriage, part of what you should also want to have is to have great sex life.
Yes. Yeah.
It's very important, and it's not just for you, it's also for your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you do a public display of affection in front
Love
of
and
your
affection.
kids,
Yeah.
you can explain to them why they can see themselves like, okay, dad always,
And it's not
it
so
seems like
strange.
there's
for
nothing
them
strange to
when
them
they go
when
into
they
their
go out.
relationship.
So
Yeah.
communication is one of the very key factors that we've discussed here today. Another thing is breaking this hoodoo of I'm a Christian, everything has to be prayer. Oh, I've got vaginismus, I have to pray about it. Oh, I've got small penis, I have to pray about it, and all of that. When there's the solution in the science world,
There's actions we can actually take.
things that we can actually take. I mean, I'm just trying to break it down for people who probably are joining.
Yes.
So the final thing for you, Anna, before you go, the final question I want to ask is this.
Okay.
So after all has been said and done, right? The question the lady asked in the group is, how do you stop a cheating man? And that's why I didn't want to ask that question
Yeah,
at the
because
beginning.
it's kind of on the
Yeah.
sideline.
How do you
there,
stop a cheating man? I give him everything he wants. He comes in for sex. Anytime. He wakes me up 3 a.m. in the morning, but he still goes out there. I know you kind of answered it initially, but I mean, it's just a question out there on Instagram.
Okay. So you can't stop a cheating man.
Hi.
You can't stop a cheating man, right? You can only help him understand why he's cheating. Now, a lot of times people cheat for different reasons. Some people cheat because everybody's cheating. Some people cheat because they have opportunity. Probably their work takes them out to clubs. See, there's some companies that bring babes. Forget it.
That's true.
There are some companies that bring babes to guys. They'll bring strippers, they'll do a lot of things. Forget Christianity. We see it happen.
Of course.
Right? And so even if you're a good guy, you say, I don't want. If you are not careful, one day you will fall because you're human. And then if you also try not to join them, if you say I'm not part of them, one day they will sideline you, even at work. That this one is feeling too spiritual. Are you better than us? So you have to learn to understand to manage both ways. This is not me, but I can still do this because it's part of my job, but I'm not going to do this side. Now, for a man who is cheating, why is he cheating? Is he cheating because of something that's happened in his background? I remember one client I had one time who the wife kept on saying, oh, my husband sleeps around. Now, he sleeps around not because he wants to sleep with any girl. So what made her know? A particular day, he was supposed to meet with a girl, and the girl turned him down. The girl didn't show up. And guess what? This man went on his phone to reach out to every girl on his phone Are you available? Are you available? Are you? And everybody kept on saying, oh, you didn't tell me on time. I'm not available. I'm not. He just needed someone. Now, when they came for therapy, we found out that as a child, he was taken away from his parents. And so he lived with different family members growing up. Now, this man, when he was young, during closing hours, right, because he changed a lot of schools, when other kids, parents come to pick them, he always looks forward to his mom coming to pick him. He always, oh God, I pray one day my mom will come and pick me. So he wanted that motherly love. Now he's grown. Anybody that just tells him, how are you? Are you okay? Have you eaten? Forget he follows
He
you.
falls in love with that person.
Because
So
of
he's
the
looking for
motherly
some
love
sense of
he wanted as a
validation.
child. Anybody that makes him feel loved, right? So the moment you say, oh, hi, how are you? I've missed you. Are you okay? Forget it. He wants you. And so we had to help the wife to understand that, see,
Recycle.
you have to be a wife. At the same time, you have to be a mother.
Mother.
So you see, this is why his background has reflected in his present. So for that kind of man, you can't help him, you can't change him, you can't stop him from cheating. You can only help him be more of a mother almost every time so that he falls back on you when he feels that way. I'm not saying the man is never going to cheat again, but at least when he starts to feel like, oh, I can fall on my wife. She's not just my wife, she's someone I can rest on, someone I can look for, someone that takes good care of me, that feels like a mother. He probably will tilt towards her more than the wife who is nagging and say, oh, you're sleeping around. Do you understand? So most time when you have a partner who is cheating, we need to go back to the foundation of why they are cheating. When you get the foundation of why they are cheating, it's easier for you to meet them halfway and help them heal. Some people cheat because everybody's doing it. I don't have it. Let me just enjoy it. Some people, okay, let me just have a taste of what it feels like to have another woman, even though I love my wife. And some people, when you catch them cheating, they will feel bad for the rest of that. They will never cheat again. Now, I said they will feel bad, right? They will never cheat. Now, the woman will not be the problem, who is now worried, who is attacking them to be saying, where are you? Who knows if you have gone to meet another woman? With time, the man will feel like, okay, you don't trust me. Let me go cheat after you're saying I'm cheating.
Right.
So it's not just one-sided. It has to be both couple ready to manage themselves. There's the person who is hurt. There's a person who is hurting the other person. Now, the person who has hurt the other person will soon be the one who is being hurt, because the other person who has been hurt will form a mindset and continue to attack the person who probably has changed. And you find the person going back to the thing that, okay, after all, you go accuse me, let me just do it. And we'll move on, everybody's fine. But you know, for that nowadays, people get to a point where the man is cheating, the woman are beg, he's not listening. The woman starts to cheat too, and everybody's happy. Are they really happy? No. It just means that everybody is minding their business. They are turning a blind eye to what is happening, because you're also getting your own. But does that solve the issue? No. Because there'll be so much frustration, so much anger in both of them. Now, can the man now take it when he finds out that the woman too is cheating? Oh no, he probably wants to kill himself because he will feel disrespected. But then you are doing the same thing to the woman because you think she's a woman. So when you have a partner who's cheating, please, if he would agree, help him go to therapy. Therapy is the only, see, there's no drugs, there's nothing, there's no, you want to, if you like, call him 24/7. A man that will cheat, they will cheat under your nose, you will still not catch them. They probably have a new phone, they probably will have whatever it is. You can't, some people, you are very good, you can't catch them. But when you let them become vulnerable, when you listen to them without judging them, they probably will open up and say, this is how I feel. Okay, why do you cheat? Oh, okay. Do you carry prostitute? Do you pick up girls? Do you go to a strip club? How do you feel when you go to a strip club? How do you feel when you are with this girl? This is how I feel. And I'm sorry, I want to feel the same way with you. But trust me, sometimes even the partners at home are not helping.
They make matters worse.
Because the person wants this. You say you cannot give. No, the girl outside is ready. Before the man says A, she's giving Z.
Right. That's
As
right.
the man is coming, they're rubbing his head. And then you, the wife, as he's coming, where are you coming from? Who have you been with? You said you left office since 4. You're coming back. Where are you? Where have you been? Instead of so there's some words you need to stay away from in marriage. Now, the word where, right? Where are you coming from? Instead, ask what happened. What happened to you? it is more pleasing. It means you care than you questioning him. A lot of men don't want to be questioned. They are not babies anymore. They've been questioned all their life. The same thing with women. If I have my mom question me, I'll be like, excuse you,
Yeah.
I've got 3 kids, please. But if my mom should say, what happened to you? I've been worried. I've been waiting for you.
Concern.
I won't be angry. I'll be like, oh, see what happened. See what happened. Oh, I went out. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have. I will even be the one to apologize because of your approach. Now, your tone of what is down.
That's right.
Your tone of where
Where?
is high. Where are you coming from? Oh, you've gone to meet them, Abi. And so because you're attacking me, the next thing that comes to my head is attack you back.
I have to be
What do you mean? Why are you
defensive.
questioning me?
Become defensive.
Yeah.
But if you
But
come,
I'm-
I'm at the door, I'm like, oh God, what happened to you? I've been worried. I didn't get through to you. What went wrong? What happened to your car? I'm like, calm down, calm down. Nothing is wrong. I just went to this. I'm like, but you'd have told me now. Do you want to kill me? The man will be the one to apologize. So a lot of times, women can actually be in control of their man. But because we too feel we want to, and then the moment you attack a man, the man will attack you 3 times. And then the next day, instead of him coming back 8, he'll come back 12. And you tell, let me see what you want to do. So consciously, you start to push him out the mall. He stays with his guys at the bar. He stays at the strip club. He comes back from 12, he moves to 2 a.m. And then before you know it, he's coming back the next day. Or he's not showing up at all. What will you then? You not start crying, oh God, Holy Spirit, help me. No. You should have called Holy Spirit before. You should have told you to use the word what rather than use where.
Yeah.
Right? So we need to understand that it's choice of words, your tone, the way you accept. See, when a man feels love, forget it.
You can get anything you
They
want.
always come back. They always come back. It's not jazz.
Anna, we have to go.
Yes, we reached.
But this
our
has really been, I mean, I'm going to post it. People can still watch it live on my Instagram, on my Facebook, and also on YouTube. Thank you so much, So Spice, for
Thank you
the
for having me.
insightful conversation we've had today. Honestly, please, anytime I call you again, there's still so much to talk about. And if you're watching, on any of the social media streams, please, you can still leave a message, leave a comment, leave a question. Anna is going to be on there to answer whatever you have to ask us. It's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful show. Laura, what do you think?
full of information.
Full of information.
And really great practical advice.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for watching on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. You guys have been wonderful. Thank you so much, Hannah. Right now in Nigeria, it's I think about almost 2 a.m. Yeah,
Good
and she's up.
morning.
Thank you so much. God bless you. All right.
you
Next
for
week
having me.
we're gonna be on the show again talking about suicide. Please make sure you keep your questions coming. And when we see next week, we will be having this conversation. Thank you so much, and
We'll
God bless
see
you.
next Friday.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Good night, Laura. Nice
Thank you.
meeting
Nice
you.
meeting